Hi book friends, I'm Erin and this is Erin Go Read. This is my Nonfiction November TBR. Now Olive at A Book Olive runs Nonfiction November every year, and she has this year 4 words to serve as prompts that can help aid you in choosing a TBR. The 4 words are sports, true, design, and voice. And so I think I have 2 books for each of these prompts. These are the books I would really like to get to in November. That may not happen, but these are my choices. As you may or may not know, I am in the beginning stages of writing a memoir of my own based on my husband and I, his injury, and our love story. And so I am a bit more focused on memoir at the moment, just seeing how other people have done it, the writing styles, the structure that they have written in. And so there are definitely a few memoirs on here, but I think I have a fair bit of variety. So I'm going to start off first with voice. This is Heavy, an American memoir. This is Kiese Laymon's memoir about what it means to be an overweight man. There are some very heavy topics, so he is physically heavy, and then there are a lot of very heavy topics that he deals with, and it's received much praise. Also for voice, we have The Collected Schizophrenias by Esme Weijung Wang. This won the Grey Wolf Press Nonfiction Prize. These are essays written by Esme about first acquiring the diagnosis of schizophrenia and her life living with it. And I've heard a few people who have read this just have nothing but praises to say about this. There's a history of schizophrenia in my family. My maternal grandmother had schizophrenia and was bipolar, and she died when I was very young. And I have one particular memory that I believe was probably related to her mental illness. I'm very interested to read from the perspective of someone who has schizophrenia, as I've never done so. It's a bit of a scary topic for me, and so I'm really interested in having this insight. And also for voice, we have Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. This was all over the place when this came out. Trevor Noah, of course, is a celebrity, and although this is a celebrity memoir, I've heard it's also a really great memoir. And it doesn't just rely on his celebrity, but that he actually has something real to say. And if you're not aware, Trevor was I'm not sure which was which, but one of his parents was white, one of his parents was black, and in apartheid South Africa, that was illegal. So him being half white, half black was illegal, hence he was born a crime. Next up we have Design, and this is Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, PhD. This book I actually found at the little free library at my local VA. My husband and I were there for an appointment, and I noticed this little thing there, and I had heard of this book, and so I was quite interested. So I am very interested in overall health and wellness, and sleep has a huge part to do with that. How much sleep we get, the quality of sleep we get, and actively doing things to make sure that we are setting ourselves up for really good sleep. So I don't really know much about this book, but I'm very interested in it. And for design, we have The Lost City of the Monkey God by Douglas Preston. This was on one of those like buy 2 get 1 free at Barnes & Noble paperback table, and just I love it when sometimes I find some of my favorite books by doing that, where maybe I see 1 or 2 books that I know of and I am interested in, and then the other books I'm just looking at by reading the blurb, and that was the case with this one. And then I've since seen Doris at Aldi Books read it and really enjoy it. There's like a legend of this ancient lost city in the forest of Honduras, and this guy and his team go to explore it, and they have like special technology that helps them do mapping and everything, and so it's like the story of the discovery of what they find. For true, we have Amanda Palmer's The Art of Asking. Amanda Palmer is a member of a band, the Dresden Dolls, and this is her true story of how she basically learned to ask for things, and a lot of times when you ask for things, people will give them to you, and so this is her book about the art of asking. Also for true, we have When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. He is a doctor who then gets some sort of terminal illness, I believe. So it's like a look at medical care from a doctor, but also through the eyes of a patient experiencing the inside of medical care. And also for True, we have The Library Book by Susan Orlean. This was all over the place about a year ago when this came out, and this is the true story of when the LA Public Library burned to the ground. And as I understand it, this book not only looks at the fire itself and the disaster of losing all of these books, but it goes into love of books is part of the story here and the great loss that was. I think there were many kind of original documents and books that were completely lost due to this fire. And finally, for sport, we have the well-loved A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. I've picked this up a couple times, just kind of, I had it in my car for a long time for some reason, and so I've read little bits of it here and there, but I need to just fully read this book. Sport, he's outdoors, he's hiking the Appalachian Trail, so that is my sport. And a much more on-the-nose sport book is Curveball by Barry Zito. Barry Zito is a retired Major League Baseball player. He last played with the San Francisco Giants, my team, and so I saw he had won the Cy Young Award in the American League, which is like the top pitcher of the year in each league, while he was with the Oakland A's. He was dominant. He has this amazing, filthy curveball, and he got a huge contract to go to the Giants, and he got this huge contract, and then as a Giant, his first several years as a Giant, he really, really underperformed, and so there was all this pressure from the media and from the fans and everything. He got this huge contract. We signed a Cy Young Award winner, gave him this huge contract. Where's the production from him? And so this book is not just about the sport side of that, but really looking at his life and how when you finally achieve what you set out to achieve, thinking that that's going to be the answer to everything, and it's actually not, and it's much more about the journey and overcoming obstacles and even overcoming success, and how that can actually be a hindrance in your life. Barry is a very talented, multi-talented guy. He actually has a music career going right now. He's the kind of guy that I would love to just like hang out and have a beer with. So I'm really interested to read his book. So this I'm going to call my stack of nonfiction possibilities. Is it possible to read all 10 of these books in the month of November? I suppose it's possible, but I probably wouldn't get anything else done. Let me know if you are participating in Nonfiction November and what you have on your TBR. Thanks for watching. See you around the tubes.